welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Jen and I am a homeschooling mom of 6. Today's a video I thought that I would kind of kick off the holiday season talking about what our plans are going into the month of December. Probably some of these things we're going to be starting end of November, just to make sure that we sort of get everything in, because over time, I've been homeschooling for 9 years. So over time, I've realized that you always kind of need like a buffer, and you always need more time than you think you're gonna need, because especially as you get closer to the holidays and you're kind of approaching, you know, that winter break, things just kind of tend to slow down whether you want them to or not. I mean, in terms of homeschooling, I just find that, you know, the closer we get to the holidays, just a little bit more just naturally relaxed in our homeschool. And so sometimes some things kind of get pushed to the wayside and we don't quite get to everything that I would like to get to. Not in a forced way, but just there's like certain things that I kind of just want to incorporate into our time. Just always seems like you have to start a little bit sooner than you think. So as of now, it's almost the middle of November. Some of these things, like I said, we will probably be starting next week. But I just thought I would kind of share, just kind of chat a little bit about sort of what our intentions are, or I guess what my intentions are going into the Christmas season, and some resources that we're going to be using, some things that we kind of just throw in there. A lot of it is like during morning time, during our morning basket time, and then other things we kind of just do throughout the day, or maybe on a specific day of the week we may do that. A lot of times what I like to do as we get closer to Christmas is unofficially, we don't really take Fridays off or Mondays off. As of now, we just homeschool Monday to Friday. But sometimes I'll sort of shorten the week unofficially. And what I mean by that is I may take one, it's usually a Monday or a Friday, and kind of make it a lighter day and just sort of focus on the basics in terms of, you know, math and English and reading and stuff like that. But sort of all of our electives, I don't really focus as much on, and I use that time to throw in something fun. So we may just like have a longer morning time, reading some more books, or just sort of maybe throwing in an activity, may do like an afternoon of hot chocolate and maybe watching like a Christmas show. If I have some sort of like family thing to do, I may pick up some sort, like from Michael's or the dollar store or something. I may pick up something specific for us to work on or do that day, or maybe something to bake, like some sort of sweet anything to bake. So that's kind of like a simple way if you want to integrate, you know, the holidays and just sort of that like anticipation of Christmas coming, is to kind of pick a day. And again, it doesn't have to be the whole entire day, but just sort of like set apart that day that it's a little bit different than the rest of the week. And the kids kind of have that to look forward to. It's very fluid, and it's not super like, I don't hyper plan it. I kind of just gauge the week, and I kind of just get a rough idea of what I might want to do, what I might have around that I want to incorporate into that day. And do that. So again, that's just an easy thing to do. But aside from that, like I said, we do a lot like in our morning time, just because it's the easiest, sort of like we're all already together. We're starting off our day before we kind of go our separate ways doing like individual work. So I thought I would share some of the things that I throw into that time when we're sitting all around the table. So this is actually something we do all year round, and I've showed this before in various homeschool videos, but this is a nature poem for every day of the year, and you can get this off of Amazon. It's literally a nature poem for every day of the year. And even though it's not Christmas specific, the reason that I like it is because the poems are catered to certain seasons and certain months. You know, right now we're in November, but the minute that you start like a new month, I'm trying to see if I can find the one for December, but there's usually like a little cover page introducing the month you're going into. So it says December, winter's wondrous frost, and it has like a ton, it has a variety of different poets through the years. And the poems will be specific, like I said, to that time of year, talking about winter, nature, the weather, the cold, the snow, the holidays, all that kind of stuff. So we just continue doing this all year round because, again, it fits into the whole theme of the holidays and the winter months and all things that lead up to the holidays. And then usually what I'll end up doing is we have a ton of books that are like Christmas themed or winter themed. So during morning time is usually the time that I do like read alouds. And so at any given point, we're either reading like a chapter book, like a fiction book, or we may be reading like a biography or maybe a missionary story. It kind of just depends, and I sort of try to alternate it. When we get to like closer to Christmas, I usually just swap those out for, you know, themed stories, themed books. And honestly, like we don't really have a lot of full on like chapter books that are Christmas specific. So a lot of times it's kind of just, I don't know, like smaller, shorter, for fun books, if that makes sense. Like they may seem kind of juvenile. Now I have like my ages, the ages of my kids range from 6 up to 16. So again, like these books are more just because to me it's like talking to the kids, and you know, we agree that it's like something about the holidays where it's like even when you're watching certain shows or specials or movies, they're sort of like they go beyond the whole like age, just some things that are just tradition, and you watch them because they're synonymous with the holidays. And that's kind of how I kind of feel about like holiday books. They're just fun to read because they put you in the Christmas spirit, and everybody knows that they're sort of just for fun. But with that being said, this is one that we've been doing for a couple of years. It's a little bit more, I mean, it's very short. It's not long at all. We could read this in one sitting, but I do drag it out. I'll read a couple of chapters every day. But it is the Laura Ingalls Wilder Christmas stories adapted from the Little House on the Prairie book. Or books. This has, let me see, it has eight short stories that are all Christmas related, holiday related, and they're just so great. Like obviously, you know, if you've read or if you know the Little House on the Prairie series, it's got that same charm. I don't know, the nostalgia of Christmases past, just the simplicity of it all. That's kind of what I love. I love these stories because they're just so simple. It's like a simpler time, and just sort of the appreciation for no matter how little you have. So I really do cherish like these stories, and reading. The kids love these stories too. A couple of like little activities that you could do at the end. There's some Christmas carols and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, we've been doing this for a couple of years, so I plan on doing it again. I plan on reading it again this year. Another one that we love that we've also been doing for a few years. This is an example of, I think this is the 3rd year we're doing it. And the first year I definitely started it too late. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't, because aside from the fact that we go on Christmas break, there's also the fact that we are like not schooling 7 days a week. So I don't know where my math went, but I didn't really do the math, and we were totally like short on it. What we ended up doing was like when we were off on Christmas break, I just continued reading this, and we would actually do it at dinner time. So it was kind of nice actually, because then like Mike was home. It's the 25 Days of Christmas family devotional to help you celebrate Christmas, and it's so beautiful. I love this book in general because I feel like this is almost going to be like a family heirloom is what I feel like. It's just beautiful. It's kind of got like a cloth bound cover. It's just the way it's set up is just so beautiful. 25 readings, and then there's usually like a prayer. There's usually at the end like a family activity that you can do, or a project or something to bake or whatever. I'll be honest with you, we don't normally do that. We just don't. Because the thing is this, like at one time I would have felt, I'll be honest with you, I would have felt like I was a failure as a parent if I didn't do all the things. But the thing is, like, I can't do all the things of all the things just because somebody's suggesting that I do all the things. So I pick and choose what things we're gonna do. But there's still tons of value in the reading and the praying and the just sort of reflecting on the time, the days leading up to Christmas. So beautiful book. This is another one that I just got off of Amazon. We'll be starting it next week, and I may still When I say run out of time, we may still be doing it when we're on Christmas break. Like before Christmas. I think we'll have it done like before Christmas, but I just don't know when. Something new that we're doing this year that we've never really done. Now, usually, like I said, I will incorporate different things throughout the week or whatever that I kind of just figure out on my own. Sometimes that includes just like, I may find some things online to print, to download, just little activity sheets or coloring pages or things like that. I usually can just kind of come across some free resources for us to use, but I did come across this ready to go. It's just, you print it out and you have sort of everything at your fingertips. And I kind of was feeling like that's just what I needed this year. I just needed something that was going to be like easy and all-inclusive so that I wouldn't have to take as much time with the prepping of it. This is the winter bundle from Home and Haven. It's fantastic. So basically what I did is they had like a sale, a 50% off sale. I actually got the 2021 bundle and the 2022 bundle because I looked at both and there was parts of both that I liked, and there was, I mean, you get a ton of stuff. You get a ton of stuff, so no matter the ages of your kids, there's something in there for everybody. So obviously certain things in some of the bundles that I liked more than others that were gonna work for my kids. So I got both and I just kind of printed off some things. I put it in this binder in some sheet protectors, and I printed off some things that I knew right away that I wanted to do. And then there's still like tons of stuff that I could still print and add. Didn't want to do too much. Like I didn't want it to get to a point where I felt like we weren't getting to everything, you know what I mean, to stress myself out. So I printed the things that I knew we would enjoy doing and that I knew we would be able to get to. And if, you know, if I need more to fill in the gaps or we just have more time and we get through this stuff quickly, I can always do that. But I just kind of wanted to give you sort of a taste, a little example of some of the things that I specifically printed out for my family. So they have like different units within the bundles. So there's usually like a theme, and then there's like little mini themes, I guess, within the bundle. And then there will be a ton of activities and sheets that sort of correspond with that theme. And then actually this year, I don't know if it was last year, but I know for sure this year there was some guest contributors that also like added some extra themes. So yeah, there's just like a ton to choose from. And the thing that I love too is, for instance, like not for every single thing, but there are versions of the activity sheets for older kids and for younger kids. That's what I loved, because like I said, I just wanted something simple and easy in terms of like prep work for myself. There is the winter bird unit, and it starts off with a poem and then has all this information on winter birds, migration, why do they migrate, the different types of winter birds, and like information about them, and beautiful illustrations as well. And then there's like the anatomy of a winter bird, and then you start going into some sheets. So you have some sheets here where like they could either just fill it in or cut out the anatomy parts and then glue it on. There's winter bird coloring pages. There's another unit, I guess I can kind of just prop it up. There's another unit here on snow, all about snowflakes, facts about snowflakes, how are snowflakes formed, why do snowflakes always have 6 sides, like just interesting kind of neat stuff. And then there's like a questionnaire about the stuff that you read. And so I have like the sheets, I just have them filled, like I just sort of fill these page protectors kind of to go with whatever unit. I just put them in here. I don't want to pull them all out, but it like gives you the word snowflake, and then you have to see how many words you can make from the word snowflake. And then there's the moose unit, which I extra love because we live in Canada, so yeah. The moose unit, again, there's a moose poem, facts about moose, antlers versus horns, and then activities. So there's a facts and opinion page, and then again, a whole bunch of things back here that I have printed out. I have some things for my older kids, some things for my younger kids. Then there's these like fun, more like intricate coloring pages. And then there's just the winter fun. I don't remember which one is which. I know one of these is from one bundle and one is from the other, but it's more just like generic, like just general sheets. There's a winter fun sheet where they can fill in my winter goals, picture of my favorite winter activity, this winter I'm thankful for, this winter I will. And then there's actually also I have it up there, the winter bucket list. We have it, you can't, no, it's up there on the wall somewhere. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, we have a winter bucket list that I put up, and then they actually have one that's blank so you can fill it in yourself, so that's fun. Christmas sweater, you can design your own possibly ugly Christmas sweater. Word search, they have like a more like for older kids, and then they have like really simple ones. So winter word search, and then there's actually sheets where you can create your own word searches. Christmas math, but like super simple. Like this would be for my 6 and 10-year-old. Sorting summer and winter things. So again, for my younger ones. Ornament matching. Yeah, I think this one folder I had a lot of things for my younger ones. What's your favorite thing about Christmas and why? So just a ton. Create a snow globe, Christmas maze, and then Christmas bingo, which is fun. So everybody gets like a bingo sheet, and then you can do bingo. So I think what I might do is maybe pick up some fun things from the dollar store, have like as prizes. And then there's also a nativity scene. So I printed out 6 of these. You get like the manger, and then everybody gets, there's actually 2 sheets that have all the, like the people, the animals, you know, the star, all that kind of stuff. So again, just nothing intense, nothing crazy, nothing that's gonna feel like super hard or daunting, because I'm trying to stay away from that. So I just put these in the binder, and then I will just decide probably just as I go. It's all very loosely planned, again, just to incorporate. And even if we don't get to all this, it's not a big deal, but I don't think it's gonna be hard because we could easily do a couple of these at a time. So I'm really excited about that, again, because it literally took very minimal thinking on my part. It was more just which sheets do I want to do, and then printing it out. So love that. Then lastly, I thought I would just show you some of, like I said, some of the fun books that we have that we read around the holidays, because there's a little kid in all of us, right, around Christmas. So we have a very special snowflake, the biggest Christmas tree ever, the little snowflake, the Berenstain Bears. I love the Berenstain Bears. They always have really great ones for, like, we have Easter ones, like Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day. So the Berenstain Bears and the Christmas Angel. The Berenstain Bears meet Santa Bear. If you hear screeching in the back, everyone's good. They're just playing, just saying. But somehow the playing always involves screeching when I'm filming. The Christmas Angels. Wow, there's a lot of Christmas Angel. Clifford's Christmas Angel. They're all different stories though. The Berenstain Bears and the Joy. Can you see that? The Joy of Giving. This is a VeggieTales, the stable that Bob built. Santa's Noisy Night, and A Child Was Born, a first nativity book. And of course, I say of course again because we're Canadian, and so we are big Robert Munsch fans because he's a Canadian author, and he just writes, like, they're just silly, but they're so catchy. His stories are so catchy. My kids love them. So we have Just One Goal, because hockey, and Finding Christmas. That's pretty much it in terms of what I have planned that I know we're gonna do, that I know I want to do for homeschooling. And then, yeah, we usually take, I haven't fully looked at the calendar to specifically know what dates I'm thinking of. But we usually take the week leading up to Christmas off. I also have my daughter's birthday on the 20th, so we like to incorporate that into the time that we're off, just because it's so close to the holidays already. So we like to take the week, you know, leading up to Christmas off, and then usually the week after Christmas as well, a couple of days. It kind of depends on when things fall. I know Christmas falls on a Sunday this year, so it kind of depends on New Year's, and when New Year's falls, we usually don't take that full week off, but usually we take a couple of days after New Year's off because everybody's so tired. But we do like to take a good break around the holidays because, I don't know, I just really savor this time. I love to just soak it all in. I just love the, like, I almost dare to say more than the summer, not because I don't love summer holidays, but because there's just like so much going on at Christmas, and there's just so much more there's so much excitement and anticipation, and it's just such a special time for me personally. And I want to make sure that, you know, not just for me, I mean, I want to slow down and enjoy it. I know how easy it is to kind of get wrapped up in the busyness of the season. And you know, like anything else over time, you learn how quickly time flies. And having an 18-year-old now, just these moments are so much more special. Like, not that they weren't special before, but you just like realize how special this time is. You know, like my son is working and he's like talking to me about, he's sending me texts about taking time off around the holidays, and I'm just like, holy cow, when did we get here? You know what I'm saying? So I don't take this time for granted, and school is always there. We work hard when we're, you know, when we're doing school, we work hard, but I do also like to make sure that we do take an actual break, that we feel relaxed, well rested for when we, you know, when we do come back in the new year. The other thing that I think I'm going to implement as of December, I was just sort of thinking about, we're still going to stay pretty consistent with our school schedule and what we're doing. But I think what I'm going to do is we have certain subjects that we do like tests and quizzes on weekly, and I'm probably going to cut those out. Any kind of like extracurricular sort of, I don't know, like assignments and again, tests, quizzes, things like that, I'm probably going to pause on those things for the month of December and then just resume that back in January. There's something about like Christmas is just, it gets me, I think, honestly, I mean, there's so much about Christmas. I could go on and on and on. When I think about it from the perspective of like being a mom, when I think about the time that like Jesus was here on earth and growing up and having, you know, his earthly mother and her raising him and watching him as a child and growing up and seeing what he became and what he had to endure and suffer through and take on, and just like there's like that part of me ever since I became a parent myself. Christmas, just obviously there's so much more to Christmas, do you know what I'm saying? But I always kind of like look at it, there's a part of the season where I look at it from the lens of being a mother, and I don't know, it just makes me so emotional. Like even just talking about it, it makes me so emotional. And anyway, that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you have any fun traditions or what you plan on doing this year in your homeschool. More than ever, you know, in this stage of life, when I made my video about like starting homeschool up again, and this being the first year that my oldest son is not like at home being homeschooled because he's graduated, I've talked about it's been a year of reflection, and just it's not that I took it for granted. I don't want to say that, because I've always been very, I feel like, keenly in tune with the fact that how quickly, you know, your kids grow up and valuing the time that you have with them. But like being in the moment now, actually having, you know, like a kid who's sort of phased out of our homeschooling journey and is an adult, essentially a young adult. He has like a different schedule a lot of the time than we do, and just, you know, just kind of being more independent on his own. And I still have little ones at home. Like I said, my youngest one is only 6, but I also see, you know, what used to be my young kids now, they're like the middle graders, and the middle graders have become the high schoolers. Anyway, you don't get this time back, and I just really want to take it slow. I want to enjoy the time. I want to enjoy the season. I want to be able to step back and like take it in as well. So this is just as much for me as it is for them. The slowing down in a homeschool, the adding more fun elements in, the not getting so worked up, dropping things, like I said, like assignments and tests and things for a little while is not going to, like, it's okay to do that, you know, it's not going to like completely ruin them. On that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're all doing well. If you're new, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know that you enjoy these videos. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.